Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Batman Arkham Origins. So, we just finished our fight with Bane. He's a bastard, but turns out he's not so tough. Once you apply, 40,000 volts 40 or 50 times. So, what do we got here? We are somewhere we've never been before. We have to stop the Joker, of course. I mean, this is a Batman game after all. You have to stop the Joker. Eventually, I would like to also stop the other assassins that have been trying to claim the bounty on Batman's head, but that's gonna have to wait. Can't do anything with it now. Since we're inside the prison and not actually inside the city proper. Rubber room. Yeah. What's that one so? Enjoy the show. Well, that's a little freaky. So what does it say? The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Try to resist and I'll kill them all. Here's to Gotham, turned upside down. Come Christmas Day, I run this town. Well, he has aspirations. Gotta give him credit for that. Hey dude, how do you... That looks like a flat picture, actually. No, actually, he might just be pressed up against there. But... yeah, he's dead. Okay. Just checking. Lots and lots of dead guards, actually, and strangled to death. Not that there's a pleasant way to go, but that is definitely not a good way to go. Okay, fire extinguisher there. Hey, dude, actually alive. And 32, I mean, that's a little on the low side, but decent. He's alive, at least. Should we jump down? I don't see a way to get down there except by jumping down, right? Yeah, no doors, no stairs. And lots of dead guards up here, so I guess we jump down. It says keep out, so that pretty much means the Joker's right there. Hey, Warden. How you doing? Heard you were shot.
Where's Gordon?
Sniper!
Of course, a sniper.
Would you look who's back for more?
Oh, hey, Croc.
For one night.
Not yet, you haven't.
Son of a bitch!
Okay.
Screw this! Want the Joker? Take him.
Help me keep these guys off the warden.
Sure, I can do that. Excuse me.
I don't want to.
Oh. Come on. Dude. Okay, you know what? These tight quarters,
All you got.
not helpful at all. So, 6 up.
This'll do.
Oh, that's totally the wrong place for that. Oh, dude, come on.
Fight well.
Does he really? Oh. That's what I wanted, right there. Oh, come on. Martial arts, dude. Whoops. Yeah, martial arts guy got me. Oh, come on. I wanted to do the shield row and then... yeah, just like that. Okay, shield and up and then down. If I can punch him in the face, that'd be ideal so he doesn't pick up the shield again.
Joseph,
There.
they're on their way.
That was really bad, but
Going
okay.
to make it. Where's the Joker?
He went through that door.
Of course he
Towards the
did.
chapel.
Thanks.
Door open, please. Door locked. Okay. It says keep out. Is that breakable up there? Not sure that's breakable. Oh. Well, it says locked. Sorry, that icon there made me think I could hack it. But I don't see a way to do that. There's a door over here, though. Didn't say anything about that door. Maybe it just opens. Yep. There we go. Oh. So we were in death row. Good to know. This is the execution chamber. I really doubt that Gotham has a death penalty, if only because the Joker's still alive. Now, I could be wrong. It could be that the Joker's totally getting off on an insanity plea. Okay, so not going to the medical ward. And not going back to death row, I guess. So just go through this way. This guy's dead, right? Yeah, he's dead. Okay. Not going to the execution chamber, even though that's what the title said. We're going to the prison chapel. Okay, very gothic. Like most of Gotham, really. Is the Joker praying? Is that the Joker? Maybe not. Maybe that's not the Joker. No, that is. What do you know?
Oh, that's... it's so... What a night!
Fresh off the kill, and back for more, eh?
Bane's still alive.
Ha 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 ha.
That's not funny.
Little funny.
Oh, this rain!
Sorry, I didn't let you finish your speech. Probably should have. Didn't. But come on, Joker.
You just can't get it through your thick skull. Ugh. We both exist because of them!
Give up! You've lost!
Well, okay, it's one way to deal with the Joker. It's a little cathartic, but yeah. They really like doing the slowdowns for no reason whatsoever. Done? Done.
That's why you do it, isn't it? You like the way it feels. It's what you need.
Really? The Bane move? A little bit.
Come on, baby. Beat me till your knuckles bleed. Why quit there? You know there's only one way to stop me.
Really bats.
Any one of my guys would have killed him.
The city deserves better than that.
So I were the optimist.
You know, my daughter thinks you're a hero. But I still have to bring you in.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Gordon, come in! What's your 20?
I'm in the chapel. We got the Joker.
Yep, but you looked away.
You caught him. And how did you do that?
I had some help.
You should probably handcuff the Joker, maybe with chains and a straitjacket, and
I keep asking
Adamantium?
myself why I didn't bring him in.
because he ran away.
And I now know the truth is I let him go because of you. Because you believe in him. I don't know. They put me in charge of a station full of rotten cops. And I can't change them. Any more than I can change this damn city. Or at least, that's what I used to think.
Stopped his heart. That is funny.
Oh, now he finds his humor in it.
Good one, Bats.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Maybe I can give them something to believe in. Maybe he can give them something to believe in.
Okay, that might actually be it. Yeah, and then they're going to give us the credits. Of course, they're going to let us do the free run through the city because we still have a bunch of stuff. But that's the end of the story. If you want to stop watching here, that's totally understandable because the end of the story is right here. And on Christmas Eve, no less, so just under the wire. Doing this blind, I had no idea how many episodes it would take to go through the story. But I'm glad it actually worked out. Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy Hanukkah. Or Happy Holidays, if you celebrate none of those. Happy Kwanzaa? I don't actually know when Kwanzaa is. I think the 24th is like the 7th day of Hanukkah? I don't know. I'm not Jewish. I have no idea. I won't even pretend. I am going to let these credits run as I basically blab. If only because, out of respect for these guys who have put together.
Tried so hard, my dear, to show
Hey there,
that
jokes.
you're my every dream. Yet you're afraid each thing I do is just some evil scheme.
Well, isn't it?
A memory from your lonesome past keeps us so far apart. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? Another crime before my time made your heart sad and blue. And so now you make me pay for things I didn't do.
Well, you did do
In
stuff.
anger, unkind words are said that make the teardrops start. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? You'll never know how much it hurts to never see you smile. You know you need and want to laugh, yet you claim it's not your style.
Really
Why
isn't.
do you hide behind that mask? I'm trying to do my part. Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart? There was a time when I believed that you belonged to me. But now I know your heart is shackled to a memory. You won't admit that we're the same, and it's tearing me apart! Why can't I free your doubtful mind and melt your cold, cold heart?
So actually, I forgot to look, but whoever's doing the voice for the Joker, and I think it's Mark Hamill. Bravo, sir. Bravo.
Our next guest, political strategist Dean Snyder, has been following tonight's events since the start, more than 8 hours ago.
Dude, it's been more than
Dr.
8
Snyder,
hours.
Let's start
But
with
all right.
you. What's your view?
Well, Jack, it's a travesty. The ultimate failing of the justice system. A vigilante cleaning up our streets after countless deaths and bombings? What has happened to our police force? And what about James Gordon? He didn't exactly prove himself tonight.
Hold on a minute, Dean. Now, I'm no defender of the GCPD or Captain Gordon for that matter. Like you said, tonight's debacle is some reflection of his efficacy, but I can't see any police force in any municipality doing a substantially better job against criminals like this Joker character or any of the hired killers he's brought into town. I mean, these guys are a different breed. We've never seen anything like this. So for me, it's less a reflection on Gotham's cops and more of a reflection on the state of our country. A country where our mental health and education systems are so warped and broken that we produce criminals of this nature.
There you go.
You raise an interesting point, Hank, but what I'm wondering is what we'll do next.
No, it's not an interesting point. It's just plain wrong. They're both wrong. This isn't about the police or the Batman. It isn't about the state of our nation somehow churning out a dangerous new batch of the criminally
Sharp.
deranged. It's about the failing of one
On his
single
soapbox.
institution. An institution which, in my view, represents the biggest threat to Gotham and its citizens. A time bomb, just waiting to go off. If tonight's events have taught us anything, it's that Blackgate is not the place to be housing our city's most dangerous offenders. Not one, but 2 prison breaks in the same night. All of tonight's tragedies would have been avoided if Gotham had a proper treatment facility for its
Yeah.
top echelon
Go and
offenders.
push that Arkham
A place
Asylum
with
angle.
impenetrable security, where the most dangerous could be isolated, rehabilitated, and treated for their illness. A place like Arkham Asylum. And after what happened tonight, I promise the good people of Gotham that I will work tirelessly. I will lobby the city council, go to the governor if I have
Become
to.
mayor
do
if he has to.
everything in my power to get Arkham Asylum reopened, so we can all sleep a little easier.
There you have it. Quincy Sharp placing the blame for tonight's events not on the Batman, not on the Joker, but on Blackgate Prison, and pledging to return Arkham Asylum to full operations. We'll be back with more from Mr. Sharp and our other guests when the Jack Ryder Hour continues after this message.
So I wonder if that means Batman's monitoring the frequencies, because that'd be pretty funny. Are we almost done with these credits, dude? You know, these credits would go by a lot faster if they actually scroll like regular credits do, instead of appearing. And the music's cutting in and out. Totally not my fault. That's a lot of Aussie babies. Aussie babies? What does Aussie stand for? Maybe, well, I don't know. WBGM. So that's Warner Brothers Gotham. Oh, hey. Hey, picture of the dev team. Hey, dev team. That's a neat little extra. And we still have more credits after that. I was not expecting that. Okay, WBGM. Yeah, so Warner Brothers Gotham. Shoot, what does the M stand for? Marketing? Gotham Marketing? No, that sounds horrible. No idea. No idea what Aussie means either. So yeah, so this obviously leads us to question, okay, so what about more episodes? So, and I apologize for lack of gameplay in this episode. That's why I told you earlier, if you wanted to stop, you should totally stop. So what we're going to do is I'm going to see about taking out all of the assassins, because that seems like that's the biggest threat to Gotham, right? Now Enigma, that's another kettle of fish entirely. While I am kind of tempted to go through and find every single Enigma stash all over Gotham City, that also sounds like a pain in the ass. Don't get me wrong, at one time or another, I did love to do 100% runs of Batman games, but it's pretty crazy, and it's pretty clear also that Enigma has not done his little hostage taking, so no one's actually in danger if we don't find all of the stashes. Well, no one's actually in danger in real life either, obviously. So we're not going to be doing the Enigma ones. We are going to be doing the assassins one at a time. And no matter how short those episodes are, it's going to be one episode per assassin left. And as soon as these credits end, we can check out which assassins we have left and work from there. Aside from that, I think that's about it. I might also do an aside for a couple of the AR challenges. Oh, here we go. We actually got to the scrolling credits. I know there's only like 2 or 3 of those, so I probably do those first. Actually, there you go. There's a plan. So we'll do the AR challenges and freeing the towers first. That'll be next episode. And then every episode after that will be the assassins. But after this, I mean, this is really just the wrap-up. If you don't care anymore because you've seen the story and you're done, that's fair. I'll have another series coming out in, well, probably just before the new year, depending on how long this takes. So, yeah, that was it. That was it for me. We still have tons and tons of credits to go through here. But these people worked hard. I gotta say, bravo to all you guys. So what do I think of Arkham City, or Arkham Origins overall? Well, it's a little buggy. I mean, what was it, 2-3 episodes ago, we had that guy like standing on the railing and we couldn't accept his surrender. We had to beat him up anyway. That was kind of silly. I mean, there's a whole bunch of little tiny quirks. I know that in previous games, the grapple was very forgiving. You didn't have to aim exactly right. On this one, you have to aim exact. Or not exact, but a lot closer which makes jumping from gargoyle to gargoyle in the stealth takeout missions a little bit harder. I do appreciate that there's been a gradual build-up through the games of the mooks. So I think in the last game in Arkham City is when they introduced the mooks who could shoot down the gargoyles to stop you. And there was a gradual progression here. What I did not like, or maybe I didn't figure out how to do it, is the guys who would lay mines, I had no way of countering the mines at all. I just had to suck it up. It's possible that I just totally failed. Maybe that was a use of the disruptor that I just didn't see, but that sucked. Yeah. Otherwise, it's pretty good. I don't know what all the hate was about. There's a lot of vitriol about this game. It was not quite up to the same par as Arkham City, I will admit. But I think it was better than Arkham Asylum. Now, the 2D sections were annoying. But to be fair, the 2D sections, like with the Scarecrow in Arkham Asylum, was pretty annoying. Because they were basically putting you in a side-scroller, but still in a three-dimensional space. You had to go around corners, and that was a little difficult. In this game, though, they didn't do the 2D sections properly, I think. The side-scroller sections still had a Z-axis. And while that can be good, there was no need for it at all. There was no point during the side-scrolling sections where we were actually beating people up. It was totally just a platforming puzzle. And at that point, why even have a Z? And if you do have a Z, make sure that your puzzles still work with the Z-axis. Like the stupid Mad Hatter wall that I thought couldn't be blown up because I wasn't in exactly the right place. That was very silly. But yes, it's just the little tiny things. Little tiny things can make a difference. Overall, if I had to give it like out of 5 stars, I'd say it's a give it a play. Give it a play out of 5. It's definitely worth your time. You will probably do a lot better than me in all the fights. I was doing what? Average of maybe a C? That's terrible. That's awful. I'm actually ashamed of my performance. But it's a difficult fighting system. It's not as difficult as Bayonetta, but it is more difficult than like Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor has a very simplistic fighting system. And mainly that comes down to the variety of enemies. I would recommend practice, right? The padded guys, you have to stun them before you can do the beatdown. The knife guys, oh my god, the knife dodges are so hard to get used to. I don't know what it is. I would also recommend not playing on a gamepad. I actually was going to play on a gamepad for these past 2 episodes. And wow. I don't know if I'm just not used to it, but my performance sunk noticeably. Just in my practice sessions, it was like, oh my god, what the hell? That's another thing, is I had to do practice, and even though I was practicing, I was still doing really bad. Basically, every time before I do a series of episodes, I do a practice run in the training simulator just to make sure that I'm not doing awfully. Now, the trouble with that is that the AR simulator, well, one, you can only do stuff as Batman. Because if you do it as anybody else, and you can actually do it as Deathstroke, I think you can even do it as Joker? I don't remember. Because I haven't played any of the other guys, right? Because I'm only playing as Batman because it's Batman's moves. If you play as Deathstroke the Terminator, it's Deathstroke's moves. And he has a different quick action bar. So it's fun to play as Deathstroke, but it's not exactly useful. It doesn't help you train the same way. Now, granted, the counters and everything else is still the same. Fighting is still the same, but the quick bar is different, and his actions are a little bit different, and his timing is a little bit different. So if you do that, you won't get quite the practice you need to actually do the game proper. Wow, these credits are actually going to take the full half hour, are they? Okay. I was not expecting that. It's okay, I'm babbling. I don't know if you guys have probably already moved on. It's alright, I'm basically talking to myself. It's fine. But overall, I mean, it's a good game. It's solid. It's on sale for the Steam Christmas sale for 2014 as the time of this video for like $5. I mean, why the hell wouldn't you pick it up for $5? Even if it's $10. Originally this sold for like 50. So really, I mean, it's down to 20% of its original price. It's 80% off. That's amazing. You should totally pick it up for $10. 5 if you can. Yeah, I mean, it's decent. Play it. And what the hell, you know, you get to become bats. For a little while, at least. Save Gotham. The boss fights. Boss fights are definitely harder than the mook fights. Now, of course, they throw in mook fights in the middle of the boss fights because, you know, got to keep you on your toes. The Deathstroke fight was a wake-up boss for me. That basically, I mean, every other time before that, I was basically just button mashing. And you could tell it. When I go back to those videos, I can listen and I hear the mouse clicks going like crazy to no avail because I'm clicking too fast to be able to see the prompts properly. And you'll notice in this past when we beat up the Joker, for this episode actually, it would pause a lot and prompt me because I had learned only to click whenever I saw the prompts. And so then when they had that little 5-second spot where they didn't show many prompts, I stopped clicking. Because the Deathstroke fight taught me that. Because if you keep clicking, the prompts just go away because they figure, oh, well, this guy knows what he's doing. Nah. You'll get beat down repeatedly. 7 or 8 times. I don't know how many times we fought Deathstroke. How many times is that? 10, 15, 20? I have no idea. I'd be surprised if anybody watched all the way through that. It was painful. It was really painful. But that's a tell, right? I mean, you can't just button mash. It doesn't work. Which, of course, makes sense. I mean, anybody would know that. Oh, here we are into the alphabetical list. And, of course, they don't do 2 columns, because why would you do 2 columns? That's just crazy. But the rest of the fights, I mean, once I realized what the boss fights were like, the rest of the boss fights were actually easier. I expected the Copperhead fight to be really, really difficult. And okay, yeah, I got beat down the first 2 times, but the 3rd time, totally owned her. Totally worked. Threw her into the back of a cargo container because, you know, that's how we roll. The rest of the fights, not so bad. Firefly, okay, yeah, I got beat down by Firefly. That's kind of embarrassing. The rest of the JLA will totally laugh at me. But him only took 2 tries to get. That was pretty good. Bane, didn't we defeat Bane on the 2nd try? Maybe? 2nd try for both phases, though. Bane's kind of a cheating double boss, really, when he turns into his dragon form. I mean, that's really just silly. But it's Bane, you know? I mean, Bane you can never attack head-on. That's just how it is. Anytime Bats attacks Bane head-on, he gets his ass handed to him. That's just canon. So it's good that they're at least adhering to that. And I totally forget the rest of the fights. I mean, there's the League of Assassins fight. It took me 2 or 3 tries. Those martial artists, of course, the introduction of those. That's actually a nice addition. I like the addition of the martial artists. Those were good. I mean, the swords and knives are a little cheap. Padded guys, okay, yeah. Shields, okay, yeah. But the martial artists, guys who can actually almost fight on Batman's level, that's a good addition. Needing a double counter to be able to do it, and if you attack them first, you do attack, then counter their counterattack, and then attack to beat them down, that's pretty cool. That's a good addition. And the League of Assassins was actually a nice little introduction to League of Assassins. They don't tell you who they are, so if you're just jumping into this and you've never played Arkham Asylum or Arkham City, well, okay, then you have no idea who these strange, mysterious ninjas are who show up for 15 minutes and then disappear, but it's a nice nod to the later games. It's weird that Talia wasn't there, though. It's also weird that Ra's al Ghul didn't show up. Ra's al Ghul was alluded to, but neither he nor Talia really showed up. It's just some random girl who was assigned to this particular assassination contract. So that was a little strange. And Arkham Knight, I think, comes out 2015 sometime. I don't actually remember. I'm totally doing a series on that one because that looks like a lot of fun. That I have no idea where that falls in the continuity. I think that falls after Arkham City. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. We'll always find out. Wow, these credits are going fun for a while, aren't they? I can babble for a while. I am practiced at babbling. So yeah, Batman not killing the Joker. What do you know? And the Batman is always an idealist. He's still in a way that 8-year-old boy who's like, dude, why did you kill my parents? Why did you kill? Any death is sad to Batman. And it seems weird, but I mean, even at the end of Arkham Asylum, and spoilers abound, by the way, if you haven't played Arkham Asylum all the way through, jump ahead 5 minutes, because I have a feeling these credits are going to go on for 10. And I want to talk about the end of Arkham Asylum. So at the end of Arkham Asylum, when the Joker dies, Batman is devastated. And that's when Nightwing comes out and has to rescue him because the Bats is just not himself anymore. The Joker is dead. His lifelong nemesis is gone. And any death is sad, even if it's the Joker, because there's always that chance, that small, infinitesimal possibility that they might realize the error of their ways. And given the DC universe, you gotta kind of agree with them. I mean, look at how many supposed bad guys decided to do a heel-face turn. Look at Plastic Man. I mean, Plastic Man could be the most fearsome villain of all. He could be another Clayface, but he's not. He's actually a decent guy. He started as a criminal. He got his powers as a criminal. But Bats basically slapped him around and said, hey, shape up, man. And he did. It totally worked. Batman could have just killed him. Well, okay, I say that. But then in the comics, I suddenly remember there being a comic book series where Plastic Man was, I think, frozen, shattered into a million pieces, scattered across the ocean floor, and he still managed to come back. And it turned out that he was conscious the entire time, which is just all kinds of freaky body horror, oh my god type stuff. So killing Plastic Man would not be easy, but if Batman had to, he could totally kill him. Because it's Batman, right? Just a matter of planning. Now, the Batman in this game, I gotta say, is a little amateurish. I realize it's still his first year. He's been terrorizing the criminals of Gotham for, I think they said, like 6 months to a year or something like that. It's pretty early. He's basically breaking out of his urban legend status and actually interacting with, like, regular folks. Cops, citizens, stuff like that. But, I mean, saying to Alfred that Bane was taken care of when he's still, conscious and recovering right in front of him, that's a little sloppy, dude. Not handcuffing a guy. Who didn't he handcuff? Oh, I don't even remember who it was. No, it was the electrocutioner. Right. Yeah, so the electrocutioner, okay, yeah, he decks him in one punch. Hilarious. But then he doesn't handcuff him. The hell, man? Break out the back cuffs. I know you got him. Theoretically. Zip ties, at least. Zip ties, are a cop's best friend sometimes. But yeah, it doesn't handcuff him. Don't know what the deal is with that. And there's no sign here of him really planning anything, doing any kind of reconnaissance beforehand. Like the sniper who almost got the drop on him. That was sloppy, Bruce. That was really sloppy. In later games, well, later on in the timeline, earlier in the series, Arkham Asylum, or even, Arkham Asylum is actually a good example. Because towards the end of Arkham Asylum, he fights Bane again, of course. And so, there's this whole long fight. But before that fight, out of the player's control, Batman stops, places some explosive gel. And the player is totally not aware of why he's doing this. It's like, okay, that's weird. And then it turns out, like 15 minutes later, Batman had totally lured Bane into a proper location where that explosive gel would give him the upper hand. That was awesome. I was like, wow, Bats actually knows what the hell he's doing. That was cool. I had no idea. I'm trying to think of a good example in Arkham City, and I can't. Yeah, can't think of anything there either. Wow, these credits should really go on for a while, don't they? A lot of people worked on this game. And, oh, this is alphabetical order. Okay. Yeah, it's alphabetical by last name. Tatastiori? Sorry, Fred, I totally screwed up your last name, but that's an awesome last name. Dialogue recorded at Warner Brothers Studio. That must have been interesting. Of course, the VO director. Oh, we're in the sound now, so we should be... Movies have at least taught me that when you start getting to the sound credits, that's when you're almost at the end of the credits. So we're going to let this go on. Because, you know, these names, these guys require some recognition for their work, you know? Game On Audio? Alright, fantastic. You guys game on. Stephanie has a weird little... I was going to call that an umlaut. That's totally not an umlaut. An accent mark over her first E. And I have no idea why you need that. Maybe it's not pronounced Stephanie? I have no idea. Oh, Cold Cold Heart. Yes, that's right. We still need to do the DLC for Cold Cold Heart. So, that's going to be another separate episode after we defeat all the villains. Because it only makes sense to do that after Gotham is mostly safe. Likely, if Arkham DLC of previous games is any indication, it's going to be its own separate little instance for some odd reason that I don't understand. I really don't understand why you can't just add things onto the world just like behind a door or something, but it's alright. Skank Tank, really? The hell? That must have been one of the orchestrations. Yeah, so that's going to be a separate instanced piece. It's likely going to be a lot harder if the Arkham City DLC is any indication, so expect me to die a lot. But yeah, that'll be a separate probably collection of episodes. I doubt we're going to be able to get through it all in one half-hour session. It's just not likely at all. Or hour session, like this one's turning out to be and last episode was. Yeah, it's hard to tell. And Cold Cold Heart, well, I don't know. At first I thought it would be Dr. Freeze, but then the Joker went ahead and did his little ditty, and it's clear that Cold Cold Heart was referring to Batman. So now I have no idea, and I haven't actually looked at any of the promotional materials. I just saw, oh hey, DLC for Arkham Origins, pick that up. So I did, but I don't know what it's about. It's hard to tell. I'm guessing Dr. Freeze. I can't imagine who else it would be. Captain Cold would be kind of hilarious, but that's Flash's villain, and he's also in Central City, and I don't see why Captain Cold would want to go to Gotham. That sounds like a horrible idea for Captain Cold. Although, you know, I was thinking the other day that you could totally apply this kind of fighting thing to other heroes in the DC universe. Green Arrow. Green Arrow would totally work. I mean, if nothing else, the Shadows of Mordor game, I keep doing that, it's not plural shadows, it's Shadow of Mordor, shows that arrows totally work in this kind of setup. You can sneak in the shadows, fire arrows, or even just be down in the thick of it and fire arrows as you're fighting. And especially the Arrow television series shows us how that would handle, you know, large groups, small groups, whatever. I think it would totally work. Green Arrow would be a great IP for this type of action adventure game. I think it'd be cool. Who else? Well, I was thinking Green Lantern, but the thing with Green Lantern is he can make anything out of his ring. So a video game with a Green Lantern in it is gonna be, by its nature, a little too restrictive. The DC Universe interpretation of Green Lantern is decent. It's not bad, but it's a little too restricted because you can't make anything. The whole idea with the Green Lantern ring is it's only restricted by the user's will and imagination. And so they put people with great will and great imagination, like, an architect or an artist. I mean, okay, they also put the test pilot, Hal Jordan, in, but, the architect, John Stewart, or the comic book artist, haha, very funny guys, Kyle, whose last name I totally forget. So Green Lantern would not be necessarily a good fit. But, I don't know, take anyone from DC. Wonder Woman would be fantastic in a game like this. That would be so awesome. Superman wouldn't work. Oh, hey, New Game Plus. Yeah, totally expected that. Not going to do it on a video, though. Totally not going to do it because it's going to suck everything. Yeah, it does not affect the progress of your original game. Yeah. No counter icons. Yeah, so I tried New Game Plus for Arkham City, and the no counter icons really, really hurt me. I'm apparently terrible at spotting tells. Better armed enemies right from the start. Yeah, so I'll probably try it, but don't expect any episodes for it. Okay, so alternative Batman outfits. So yes, they can actually be worn in main story mode. That's awesome. Okay, we're gonna totally pick out the new... Oh, hey, we have another cutscene. Ha! For those guys who actually stood here.
Figured you'd be by. Sooner or later.
Suicide Squad, of course.
And what happens if I don't
You
sign?
stay here.
You rot in here? Or you...
Oh, it's Waller. Hey, Waller. Okay. Interesting. So is that a setup for Arkham Knight?
It's been a long night, Alfred. Why don't you turn in?
Wouldn't dream of it, not until you're back safe and sound.
Well, if you're sure you're up for it, I've got a few loose ends to tie up out here, and I could use your help.
You can count on it. And when you get home, we can finally have that Christmas dinner I've been keeping warm for you. For our breakfast.
Yeah, so it's Christmas Eve, folks. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. There will be an episode tomorrow where we'll be beating up bad guys for Christmas because, why the hell not? But it's been fun. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next episode where we're going to do some AR challenges and free up some radio towers. Just a nice, simple, relaxing Christmas day. See you guys next time.